welcome to the mini class series, Wealth Building mini class series, Money Matters and Your Relationships. I'm Millen, Livis, Financial Independence Mentor, and I want to talk to you today about how to have successful money dates. And I will share with you 4 guidelines for best outcome. So last week, I talked about making financial decisions as a couple. How to make sure that both partners are actively involved in financial decisions and, more importantly, aware of financial standing of the family. Today, I'll continue this conversation, and I will talk about the tool that couples can use to be on the same page financially. So for many couples, the biggest obstacle to financial success is simply discussing money matters with a partner. Simply discussing money matters. Money is often the most uncomfortable and sensitive subject between partners. Even when they have the best intentions, when it comes to money talks, these money talks often evolve into emotional battles. And for some couples become simply taboo altogether. For example, in my first marriage, money talks were uncomfortable and eventually became a taboo. So when I remarried, I made sure that we openly talk about any money matters and that we are able to have heart-to-heart money conversations and money dates. Money dates. Interestingly enough, after a few months of this money date strategy, instead of feeling uncomfortable talking about money openly, we realized, both of us, me and my husband, realized that it brings us closer together, that we can create something great together, and that we can achieve our financial goals faster. So money dates became something that both of us look forward to instead of avoiding. So let me share with you 4 simple guidelines for getting successful money dates, for getting the best outcome. So the first guideline is I recommend that you start off by talking about goals, not bills. Not bills, goals. So ask your partner when he or she wants to retire, for example, or what she wants to do after retirement. This is just an example. Or ask his or her about her dreams. So where would she like to be in 5 years or 10 years? The point is to think positively about money by asking what it can get you. What it can get you. So be goal-oriented. You having this talk to achieve some common goals, some sort of goals. Maybe you think that credit card bills are getting out of hand, or that you want to talk about life after kids leave the nest, or where you would like to be in 5 or 10 years, in a few years. So whatever you may want to talk about, whatever topic you may choose for the money date, let your partner know what the goal of the money date is. But don't start with something like, we need to talk, or you need to change your behavior. Not like that. No. Far from this. So be very specific about what you want to accomplish. And you may say something like, I would like to get this credit cards paid off, and I would like to talk to you about this. Or we're about to finish paying off the house, and I would like to talk about our next move. So share the topic of this or the subject of this money date that you want to have. Okay, so next guideline that I want to share with you is look at financial statements with an attitude of explorer, not a judge. Not a judge. Look at your personal financial statements together with your partner, and let your partner mark off anything that he or she finds questionable. Model openness. Let me say it again. Model openness. Then you can ask your partner to look together at your partner's personal financial statements as well. So what I'm saying is, be the change you want to see in your relationship. So if your partner admits to overspending, if he or she acknowledges that he or she overspended and is aware of this issue, acknowledge your partner for acknowledging it. Because overspending is a pattern and it's an addictive one. So ask your partner what he or she thinks of the spending. Is it rational, or it would be a better choice to pay off a credit card? Regardless of your partner's answer, and that's important, regardless of your partner's answer, especially if it's not what you would like to hear, which most likely would be the case, keep your cool. Keep your cool. And I like to remind you that you're not perfect either. Nobody is, right? So you may start off by admitting your own mistakes. And you can prepare for this conversation. You can review your own spending and check your financial statements and figure out where you spend too much. For example, for me, I admitted to spending too much on books, events, programs, which were noticeably draining our finances. Okay, so I hope it landed well on you. So let's move on to the guideline number 3. Create goals that both of you agree on. Create goals that both of you agree on. So each of you can make a list of the goals you would like to reach over short and long time horizon. So next, find some goals that both of you would like to achieve and agree to work towards them together as a team. Together as a team. For example, me and my husband both wanted to live in 2 countries. So we started planning on buying and renovating a house in the south of France first. And the next goal was to build a house in Florida. It didn't happen like in a linear way, but I'm telling you the ultimate goals that we had. So of course it took a lot of planning. Of course it took a lot of strategic investing, as well as agreeing to sell some assets in order to redirect the money towards our joint goals. So for each of your common goals, your and your partner goals, spend some time figuring out how you can get there together. Do you need to cut down on some expenses? Do you need to sell some assets? Each of you may need to make some sort of adjustments to reach this common goal or goals. And if you are initiating this effort, if you are the one who is initiating this effort, make sure that you start with yourself. Okay? Start with yourself. Okay, so moving on to the guideline number 4. Leverage your feminine energy when you talk money. Acknowledge what your partner does well. Thank him or her for being mindful on those occasions. Look your partner right in the eyes. Maybe hold his hand. And no matter how big your partner's mistakes might be your most compassionate and loving self. Most compassionate and loving self. For me, this meant that as my husband got the courage to express his concerns and doubts about our financial goals, I listened attentively. I held his hand. I looked at his eyes and told him that we are in this thing together. that I have his back. It was a simple gesture, but it reminded him of the love that we share. Also, if you have a teenage children living with you, especially if they're living with you, you may consider including them in these money dates. After all, it's a conversation about the family financial well-being, and they're part of it. So you can model your children how to do it right. You can agree to have money dates weekly, monthly, or quarterly. It needs to be an agreement between you and your partner. And the best part, that you can plan something pleasant and romantic afterwards. And it doesn't have to be fancy or expensive. It could be a family dinner or a picnic in a park. After our first money date, we spent a romantic evening together and enjoyed a deeper bond and a new level of connection. So what is the bottom line here? Money dates work. Money dates work. They help discuss important family financial goals and build a deeper bond and a new level of connection with your partner. So thank you very much for your time today. That's it for this mini class series, Money Matters and Your Relationships. I really deeply appreciate you taking time to watch the series. That was the last episode in this series. And if you want to access more resources or free resources on various financial topics, make sure that you sign up to my YouTube channel, Millen Livis channel Wealth. And if you want additional real-time support, I invite you to join my awesome Facebook group community, Wealth Building for Powerful Women. With this being said, have a wonderful day, wonderful week. I'll see you next week. And for now, to your health, wealth, and freedom.